So in this video, we're going to have a little look at actually setting up a scene for us to start working in. Essentially, the reason for that is, well, we're not really, we haven't done anything yet, have we? So the first thing I really want to emphasize is I'm going to be making a 2D UI scene right now. So up here in the scene view, I'm going to straight away click this little box here that says 2D. So I'm not using 3D based stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. You'll notice it's turned my whole scene sideways, and now I only control the X and Y, so the up and down. I don't have that depth factor anymore. I'm also going to click up here on my light. I don't need a light. I'm going to delete it for now. It's changed this and made it look a little bit funny, but we're going to fix that now. So essentially, I'm making a scene with a UI, a user interface. I don't want to have this horizon because I'm not using 3D objects. So I click on my main camera. Now my camera is like my eyes. It sees everything. Sees everything in the game that we want it to see and renders it. What I want to do with this camera, first of all, is where it says clear flags in the inspector. I'm going to click it and go solid color. Now here in the background, I can actually change the color to be whatever I want. I'm going to make it maybe a nice paley kind of pale blue to act as the very background for my scene. So you'd see I've got a nice solid color here now. Last thing is I don't want this camera. Right now my camera is it's rendering depth. It's called a perspective style camera. So I'm going to go over here to where it says projection, and I'm going to go to orthographic. Now if I have a look here, you can see I now have this rectangle in my scene view to represent what my camera actually sees. Last of all, I'm just going to change my mode up here to wireframe because now I can kind of see just what I want to kind of be seeing as I'm working with different things. There's a bunch of other options there. It's for another time to explain that one. But you can see now I kind of set up here by changing a few things on my main camera. So I'm going to go Control S to save it. And I'm kind of ready to start adding some UI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add something called a canvas. Okay, so now under my scene where I have weather app here, I want to make a new object that holds all of the stuff that I'm going to be putting in my UI. So I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to say create empty. And you see it's made this new empty game object, it's called here, just called game object. Make sure that's all set to 0. Now I want this to actually be where my user interface is. So I'm going to say UI, makes sense. New user interface object sitting right there. Now what I need to do is make this a canvas, because when I make it a canvas, I can start adding a whole bunch of stuff to it really easily. So I'm going to right click it. I'm going to go down to UI, and you go down to where it says canvas. So you go click, and you'll see it's added this two things. First of all, a canvas, which has, as you can see, a bunch of stuff. Oh, if I double click on it, it'll zoom out. Here in my 2D view, it's got this big rectangle. And this other thing called an event system. And the event system needs to be there because it listens for all of our clicks and touches and swipes and stuff like that. That automatically goes in, that's fine. Then our canvas here, this is what we're going to put all of our user interface under. So I'm going to set a couple of things up on this canvas. You'll see it's already come with some stuff in the inspector. Okay? But what I want to be able to do is, first things first, I'm just having a look here. I want this to, yes, be an overlay canvas because I want it to pop up over the top of different things, even if I have stuff in the background. So that's all good. Under here where it says UI scale mode, I do want to change that. Right now, if I put objects in and start scaling them or moving them around, changing the orientation of my screen, things like that, they won't scale properly. So if I know my app is going to be a landscape app like this, I'm going to go down and say scale with screen size. Now it's got this thing that says reference resolution. What that's saying is, what is the default resolution that you want to target? So I'm going to target 1920 by 1080, which is the standard HD resolution. But now it means whenever I put stuff in here and the screen scales or moves, it should move around and scale to match that. And that's pretty much all we need to set up to actually have our canvas ready. Our canvas is now ready for us to go ahead and start adding all kinds of wonderful things. We'll do that in the next video. So I'm going to save that and be done with it for now.